Share, 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 share. If you're new here, my name is Naima. I'm the founder of the Academy for Womanhood, where we help women grow up. Really, we help women become unapologetic. Become unapologetic and no longer fear being seen and go after the goals in life, or more so, be open to their goals happening. How about that? Again, I'm Naima, founder of the Academy for Womanhood, where we help women become unapologetic. We deal in real power over here. It's probably very unlikely. There's always somebody who's like, "Yeah, you remind me of that girl on Instagram." Look, I know how to play. Anyway, we'll leave that over there. So yeah, we help women become unapologetic, and my specialty as the founder of the company is working with women who have been black sheep since birth. Okay, who were born different, who have always been bright lights. They shut themselves down as children, and now they have become sick, literally sick and tired of playing small, literally sick. They've gotten cancer, hair has fallen out because they've run from their power. They tried to keep themselves small because of everything that's happened to them in their past. And people, I've had parents whose mom told them, listen, I know who you are. It's going to be difficult for you down here on earth being who you are. And that's because her mother didn't know how to support her and help her. Okay. But that's why I'm here. I am sent here. It's very clear. This is my purpose here on earth. And so this is not just a motherfucking TikTok live, bitch. Are you fucking boring, ain't got shit to do with yourself, so you like to waste your life on TikTok type motherfuckers? I just want to clarify that for all you simple-minded bitches. Go tell your mama and your demon daddy, bitch. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, good. Get out. So somebody asked the question, how do you deal with men being turned off by, you should have said my full energy. That would have been way more powerful and reclaiming for you, Lemon Dance, using first person language versus using our, we, they language. So I'll read it in a way that would have been powerful for you to write it, and you can choose to use that to empower yourself or not. So it would go like this. How do I deal with men being turned off by my full energy? That would be a much more powerful way to ask the question. Okay. So this is going to be a long answer because that's exactly why I just said what I just said about most people, not even just women, most people do not want full power. Men and women, most people, there's a reason why most humans are in amnesia. There's a reason why the unconscious mind exists. That this shit is deep and heavy, and most people just want to find somebody in life and live somewhere and and basically die together with that person and rot and play whatever game, whatever they want to do over there to make them seem like that. That's what most people want to do. Okay. So when I give answers, it is not this is 3 steps to no longer be concerned about men being scared of your power type shit. So, and perhaps, and other people can glean pieces here because I speak multidimensionally, and you can learn how to hear multidimensionally too if you want to, and you're designed for that. So, most women, or a lot of women, think that are just unaware of everything I just said, and also the fact that just like women have been programmed, men have been programmed too. I just was watching a duet, so I'm answering your question right now, Lemon Deuce. I just was watching a duet. A woman was talking about. She was replying to someone who said, how do we create safety for ourselves as women? Because as more women become liberated and stop allowing men to have access to them, that men are going to start attacking us. Men are going to start, creating problems in our lives, assaulting us because it's baked into the system that the patriarchy can stand and have the strength that it has today because of violence, because of force. That's the only way it's able to stand today. That males have used war, violence, force whenever they wanted anything, anywhere. If they wanted somebody's land, any place that's been conquered, any land that's uh, um, been taken over by foreigners, violence was used. It was not, violence was used. And so the point that this creator was making was that she's like, yeah, of course, I want safety too, but we have to understand there is no real safety in a revolution. This is a white woman who was saying this, okay? She was like, there is no safety in a revolution. And that patriarchy is a violent situation that we need to learn how to deal with the violence of men. They are physically stronger, and we need to learn how to deal with the violence of men if we really are going to have a revolution with women coming into their power. Because they were talking about the 4B movement and blah, blah, blah. Okay. And the point that she made that I will speak to is she brought up the Roman Catholic Church. And I've talked about that repeatedly here. And that two German monks in the end of the 13th century, well, it's more, if you say 1387, that's more like the 12th century, just the way they talk about it. Anyway, so toward the end of the 1300s, two German monks created the Malleus Maleficarum in cahoots with the Roman Catholic Church. You can go look this up. This is all documented. Okay. And that was a continuation. This is not where it all started, but that was a continuation of what had been laid down by Christianity. Okay. Now, I'm not going to get into the big, long history and break it down by centuries. You can go do your own research. However, Christianity, violence was used to even make that a thing. It was not a widespread religion once upon a time. And so in order to get the people to adopt it, I mean, I remember reading about violence that happened in Greece to enforce the people to adopt Christianity. So again, violence has been used to, and she talked about instilling fear into humans. Instilling fear into humans. Violence is what is used all the time to instill fear. And she used the example, and I'll bring this to what she said about men. How do you deal with men being turned off by our full energy? And I want us to start this by understanding that men are programmed too. I know the conversation is always about women, women's empowerment, women's voice, women's liberation, women's expression, women's freedom, women's healing, right? And we're women, obviously, right? So we're going to look out for ourselves and people who are like us, right? And like this woman said, which I've also said in other ways, is that the violence that was used to suppress women's power, to kill, because women were the doctors. We were the healers, the doctors before there was the mainstream medical system. And I mean mainstream of that time. The men who were in harmony with their wives, they were killed too. The men who were in harmony with their daughters, they were killed too. Okay, the fathers, the brothers, the uncles, okay, who were supportive of their wives, their cousins, their sisters, their mothers, they were killed too. So, first of all, you need to understand when a man is having a reaction to your power, he also is not aware most times of his own conditioning. Start there, because then you can have a compassionate lens when you're dealing with the male. Because from my experience talking with women and seeing so much of the same content you all are seeing on TikTok, there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of hostility. There's a lot of aggression on both sides. Okay. And I put up a reel on TikTok, on YouTube. And in short, I said that what's underneath this gender war is we genuinely have a deep desire to connect. And there was so much shit talking in the comments, always from men, because they're programmed too, first of all. But then also, okay, hold on, because I don't want to go over there yet. Compassion. Yes, there are horrible men. There are horrible women. Okay. I know right now it's very easy, it's very convenient. There's a whole trend on hating men, decentering men. They're the enemy, they're the problem. And yes, historically, it's men who go to war. Yes, okay. Yes, 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 yes. Mainly because they have the physical strength. And the powers that be, they know that their enemy is going to be men. Okay. Women don't have the physical force. And that's a whole other conversation I could do on how do women, as she was saying, how do we deal with men when they have the physical strength but we don't? Girl, that's a whole other conversation. You're gonna have to pay to get in on that conversation with me. Men are programmed to one, start there. Okay. So we need to have a compassion there, even when they do stupid shit, when they stay stupid shit, when they're obviously making decisions against their interest. You got to get that, first of all. Second of all, one of the reasons why unconscious work, shadow work, primal work is at the core of the work that I teach my clients is because when you self master, which most people ain't gonna do, like you'll sit here and listen to me talk, but you're not gonna invest money, are you? Not maybe not you, but you know what I mean, right? The ones who are not, right? If you do, then you know this is not for you, but for the ones who don't, okay? And if you aren't ready to self master and you have been eyeing shadow gold and you just don't have shadow gold money right now, you need to sign up for Heal Your Witch Wound today. You can get it right now with the link in my bio. Heal Your Witch Wound. It's $197 right now with the link in my bio. The reason why it's in Heal Your Witch Wound and Shadow Gold, why we focus on your primal self, your repressed sexual power, your taboo self, the you that you are not supposed to be, the you that you are afraid you would get in trouble for being. The reason why we go there is because when you individually do that, you can deal with people without jumping to hating and name calling and projecting and judging. Because when a woman truly begins get truly does the work that's inside of Heal Your Witch Wound, Shadow Gold, or she's doing any other work that she's buying programs where she gets to go deeper than free shit she's going to find on the internet. When she really dedicates to doing that work, you start to discover so much about yourself that's undesirable, that's ugly, that's wicked, that's nasty, that's shameful. And when you really start to own those things in yourself, you do not judge it. You just can't judge other people. And this is how you know the people who are like projecting and sadist and masochist and greedy and jealous and envy and they act all of that shit out. They haven't done the work. I promise you, I guarantee it. When you truly do, not just the basic shadow work that I know a lot of y'all did inside of that $20 shadow work journal that went viral on TikTok, that black one, my client got that. She was like, Naima, that's nice, but that's elementary. Shadow gold is big girl, grown woman. Okay. So whether you did that because that's what you was ready for, or shadow gold is for you, or you start Heal Your Witch Wound today, because when you buy Heal Your Witch Wound, you immediately get access. When you truly do it, not just like read it. Like one woman, she was like, yeah, I went through the whole thing and, I really didn't. And then I said, so what was it like when you did the taking up space exercise? She was like, oh, I didn't do that. Oh, okay. So what was it like when you did the taboo exercise about your forbidden self? Oh, I didn't do that. So not like that. Somebody who gets it and you just read it through, you don't actually do the work because the work is sensational. It'll trigger excitement. It could trigger shame. Your spine will shiver. It starts to release. And this is when you start to do this or you go to sleep on it and memories that you forgot that hold the key to why you've been looping for the last 7 years around writing this book. You touch this thing about, I just feel shame and I don't know exactly what I feel shame about. And because you do this taboo exercise of your forbidden self, you start remembering these things your mom used to say to you at 7 that just locked themselves in your unconscious mind that you completely forgot about. Now you just act them out, but because you're actually doing the work, it wakes up. And then you have an opening and you see that about yourself. So then when you see it in a man who's doing it to you, you don't snap judge like, see, bum ass, dusty ass nigga, because you just saw it in yourself a week ago. So there's a compassion, there's an understanding. And when you're like that, not only are you good with dealing with men, you're good as a human being. You're better with your children. You're better with all the men in your life. You're better with all the women. Your mom, who may still be childish, you're better with her. You're better with everybody because you're a better human. Is this making sense? Lemon Deuce, are you still here? So this is just the beginning of answering your question of how do you deal with men being turned off by your full energy? So if you, and I'm going to continue answering this question because I'm not over, this is layered, it's very layered. You need to get shadow gold. If you can afford shadow gold, you need to get it today. One of the reasons why Heal Your Witch Wound even exists is because I know a lot of women are not ready for shadow gold. But then I also know what will happen is when you actually do the work inside of Heal Your Witch Wound, it's going to open you up your abundance levels to even be able to afford shadow gold. Okay. If you know your sexual power is repressed and you want to learn from me on how to unleash your sexual power, you need to get Heal Your Witch Wound today. It's right now at the link in my bio. Heal Your Witch Wound is going to help you unleash your sexual power privately to prepare yourself to be out in the world and be true so that you can manifest without being afraid of a lot of attention coming in, a lot of money coming in, afraid of life happening. If you are struggling with your creativity, meaning you start and stop with your TikTok creation, you be on a roll for like a month and a half, and then all of a sudden you just become locked, paralyzed, and you don't know why. You need to get Heal Your Witch Wound. You got all kind of unconscious shit going on up in you. That's all kind of unconscious shit going. Don't you ever? I think a lot of y'all know this though. You're like, I don't know what it is. Something's going on, and you know it's a deep thing going on, right? For those of you who have dealt with this, last week in my womanhood initiations, 2 women working on books. One been working on a book for 4 years. She's like, I start and stop, and I start and stop, and I start and stop, and I start and stop. Another woman in her 50s, same thing, working on a book. She started it, and then she got, and then y'all want to wait till y'all get to y'all 50s? Who's getting Heal Your Witch Wound right now? Heal Your Witch Wound is going to open up your creativity. There are 3, maybe 4 exercises that are visceral. They're taboo. Unleashing your forbidden self. You're not supporting me, Empress. It's for you. It's not supporting me. It's for you. Gender does not matter with Heal Your Witch Wound. I'm going to repeat this for Robert, who may have just got here. Robert Junk. Is that Robert? MC? During the witch hunts from the 1300s to the 1700s, men were killed too. Husbands who were in support of their wives, brothers who were in support of their mothers and sisters, uncles, cousins who were in support of their cousins and their female family members. I want you all to understand that, okay, there's the mainstream medical system that we all know of today, right? You need to go to the doctor, you go to your doctor, okay? Women were the doctors of the day, okay? 1300s, 1400s, women were the doctors. They were medicine women. They were herbalists. They were healers. When you go research the Malleus Maleficorum, you can go to Amazon right now and get a like an interpreted version, or you know how they have someone who will like translate it because it wasn't originally written in English. You will read about how the men, a few things. One, they wanted to be in control of the people's health. Mainly, they wanted to be in control of reproduction. And their concern was women had too much control over reproduction because they knew how to use herbs and things to dictate how birth was even going to happen. Okay. And it's really important to remember that. Um, anyway, I could go so far and deep into this, but I'll be mindful. And so they created a whole a medical system. You will read about this in the Malaya's Maleficorum. And keep in mind, we're talking about 1400s here. Women were being brutalized well before the 1400s. So we're talking about millennia, millennia, millennia. Okay? Sherry, if you want to learn more, go get Heal Your Witch Wound. It's $197 right now with the link in my bio. Like, let me say something to this about love to learn more. You all have had memories that you completely forgot about, right? Something that happened. I was just talking to my mom the other day. She was talking about a memory she had when she was 19 that just came to her mind like 3 days ago that she completely forgot about. A memory from 19 years old came back to her like 3 days ago that she had completely forgotten about. For those of you who are procrastinating, you don't know what, right? If you waste your time on TikTok lives, if your creativity gets locked up, Heal Your Witch One is going to help you. And here's what's going to happen. Memories that you forgot about. I imagine many of you know of the book, The Body Keeps the Score. Women, we hold our memories in our body. This is what fibroids are about. This is what chronic pain is about. Migraines, cancer, viruses, autoimmune diseases. This is the storage of memories in the form of stress, hypervigilance, anxiety, ADD, tension, stress. Okay, it's all energies, and memory is an energy, and it gets locked up. We hold it in our wombs. We hold it here, and then it affects everything. It affects the spine. It affects the head. It affects your decision making in life. It affects your heartbeat. A multitude of things. Heal Your Witch Wound is going to help to start to bring these memories, which are energy, up to the surface so that you can see them, deal with them, and then bring them back into you holistically, purified. Okay. Think about the time when you forgot to, or maybe you were reading a book, right? And you remembered something from a long time ago that answered a question, that clarified, that sent you on a path that made your life lighter, more clear, had you more confident to go make a decision in the direction that you wanted to go, or you felt like you needed to go. To get at what Sherry said about, I would love to learn more. Memories, because you wouldn't even be learning, you would be remembering. Okay. Memories that are of your own, meaning they're in your actual experience, memories from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Then also, memories of things that happened before you were born. So you and I could go read any book, right? I could tell you, I recommend these 3 books, and you could go to Amazon and get the books right now, right? Somebody wrote the book still. If you write a book today, it's still you writing the book. It's still someone writing the book. So in a way, you don't know how true it is. None of us know how true anything is when we've read somebody's book, no matter many degrees, how much research, how much study. We don't know, right? But when you dream, when you do the work that's inside of Heal Your Witch Wound, that has you bring forth the parts of yourself that are repressed, that lock up your creativity, the part of you that remembers being a certain kind of dancer, the part of you that remembers being a certain way until this thing happened at 12 with your mom, and all that gets a chance to come up, And then, like Rashonda said, if you go to Shadow Gold, go to the link in my bio, click Shadow Gold. There's a testimonial on there by a woman named Rashonda Hayes. And she talked about all the joy. She said because she didn't realize how afraid she was to be happy. This shit is so deep. My work is, and most women don't want it. So if you want power, you get it. She said, I didn't realize how afraid I was to be happy. And she said, because what I found doing Shadow Gold is that all the joy and the happiness I was looking for was up under all the lies, all the stories and ideas about who she was not, memories. She said she had pages and pages and pages, pages and pages and pages of shit when she started doing the work inside of Shadow Gold. And she said, me and her on video, you can go see the testimonial right now. She said she had a day where she was just so happy doing this work. And she was like, am I supposed to feel this good? She said that. The number of people who are uncomfortable with joy, they mistrust when it's too good. So that's changing subjects. I want to finish this point about, I want to learn more. Gosh, I would love to learn more. Oh, I would love to learn so much more. How do you define learning? How do you define learning? What is learning? So I go study, let's say I'm interested in criminology, and I go do a lot of study of criminology, right? What am I studying exactly? I'm studying existing information, right? That information is from somebody else, right? You're reading books, somebody wrote the book, you're going to a class, somebody's teaching the class, right? I just really want to get at the vastness of the memories and the power of who you are as a woman. This is why Heal Your Witch Wound is the topic for today. Because this vastness that I'm speaking to, that I'm opening up right here, I would get hung for talking like this publicly. They would call me a witch. The whole witch thing was about demonizing, and witch wasn't always a negative thing. But it became, just like even the word demon was not historically an evil word. But the reason why I put heal your witch and in parentheses I put woman wound is because to be a woman, which you are a vast being, to be a woman who's on, who is not in forgetfulness. Most of us are in forgetfulness. We're like, and it's chosen amnesia, right? We're just like James Baldwin said, and I'm paraphrasing, to be Negro and to be even relatively awake in America is to be in a state of rage almost all of the time. But when I'm not awake, right, I'm in amnesia. Well, then I'm not in such rage. Many of us choose amnesia because to know, to be in clear memory, physiologically, everywhere you walk, everywhere, the way we live, what's considered normal, what you see on TV, the way you converse with your mom, everything is instituted and kept in place through violence, and you know it. You don't just know it because you read it. You know it because you did the work that woke it up in your memory. Nobody taught it. You didn't go learn it in the book because you studied feminine history. No, you know it because you woke up your womb. You came out of amnesia and it came through you. And do you want to learn like that? Or do you want to go read what somebody else is telling you about what's what? Which one do you want? You want to be fed it to you? That's how you want it? then this ain't for you. If you want it fed to you, this ain't for you. That's how most people want it, though. That's how. That's why they deserve to be enslaved. They deserve it. They love it. It's perfect for them. They want it. I just read something somewhere recently that said most human beings love having somebody else over them. They love having a ruler, a government, some other people doing it. So be it. That's not who this is for. So that's to get at, I think it was Sherry who said, I love to learn so much more. It's in you to the degree that it is. And then for melanin dominant women, you are of another essence. Melanin dominant women can unlock the grid that surrounds Earth and shift things collectively in a vast way. Most of us are not interested in that. And the ones who are designed for that, such a large responsibility, such a large order. We're talking about true sci-fi work, sci-fi magic in real life. Most motherfuckers don't want that. They're too busy worried about being judged by somebody. You worried about being judged by people like that who want to be fed, who want to be given to, who want the government to give them free lunch and free phones. And you worried about your mother who's 63 years old and still acts like a teenager. So whether you are melanin dominant and you know you are of superior genetics and therefore you require top shelf, or you are someone who you can admit that you like she said, I want to be, she didn't say I want to be fair, she said I want the first one, which was for somebody to just tell it to you. Tell me the story. Yeah. And I like story too for fun, but I'm of the knowledge and memory that comes up. And that's the kind of woman I want to be around. That's the kind, because your self-trust. See, when you trust yourself, you don't need to trust anybody. You then get out. Yeah. Let me see these comments. I have to gear up to be an entrepreneur. Okay. The number of people who are uncomfortable with joy. Yeah. Or just if it get too good, they get, it's too good. What's going on here? Who was it? It was a Hiosta said maybe this is why there's so much manipulation to put down the dark skinned woman. It's not a maybe, it's definitely a thing. I would to really engage in that conversation. I'd want the activation to really be able to move more than we can here. I'd really want it to be engaging. I'd want it to be two-way. I want it to be us to look at each other, and I'd put that behind a paywall. The dark light of melanin dominant men and women, the dark light, the skill of absorbing, the natural ability to absorb the brightest light, which is dark, and really allowing ourselves to activate. But then also, I have constantly talk about the refining of emotions, because what gets in our way, I'm going to park that. I'm not going to talk about that right now. For anybody here, who here, you either work with clients or you very soon plan to be working with clients, or um, you just at a level of urgency around full power spiritual work, as this person here said about supposed to work with crystals. Who here is at that level? And you're working high spirituality, purity is required, um, alchemy. You engage in a lot of alchemy, uh, lots of shadow. Well, shadow alchemy. Who here is at that level? Curious. Is that four people I see, or five people? I love what I'm imagining a stretch coach is. Sounds wonderful. I have talked at length over the last year about the necessity of refining your emotions and the absolute necessity of refining your character, developing strong character, rock solid character. And you're still flawed. We're not talking about you being some monk, okay? You're still flawed. You still have, right, intensity of emotions, etc. And for those of you who truly feel called, are called, okay, to work with clients, to really I have so many women who say to me, I want to help people. I want to help people. You want to help people for real, whether you're going to get paid to do it, or maybe you're a part of different clubs and communities in your neighborhood, but you're not getting paid, and you are sincere about helping people. You need to get heal your witch wound. People are all the time first of all, everybody's looking for love. Everybody, whether they say they not, whether they seem like they not, bad behavior, everybody's looking for love, first of all. Second of all, everybody wants to be seen and known, no matter how much they say they're not, no matter how angry they talk and seem. Everybody wants to be seen and known and loved for who they actually are. So first of all, if you're working with clients, that's critical, because they want you to see them. Just like for those of you who have hired coaches and healers and medicine women and seers and whatnot, you want them to see you, right? You want them to see what you already know, and for them to see what you've yet to see. Yes or no? Yes or no? Exactly. And if you are working in your community, right? Your local boys and girls club, wherever, you're married, your children, your girlfriends, your whomever, they want to be seen and known. You want to be seen and known. Here's the thing: regardless of what relationship we're talking about here, if you're truly going to be in service to people, we're living in a day and age where people want the truth. Obviously, the people who want the truth want the truth. If you are in rejection of yourself, you're going to reject other people unconsciously. I repeat, if you are in rejection of yourself, you are going to reject other people unconsciously. Okay? This is how mothers unwittingly create divide between them and their daughters, because their daughter starts to express a sexual side of her, a liberated side of her. And because the mother is a rejection of that part of herself, she inadvertently puts that onto the daughter, and then the daughter becomes this wilted small thing. This is why you need to get heal your witch wound right now. If you are working with clients, especially if you're doing alchemy work, healing work, medicine work, transformational work, work that you call empowerment, courage, healing of the heart, etc. All of that, there's darkness that you're dealing with. Yes? Yes? You're dealing with darkness, right? You're dealing with pain, you're dealing with trauma, you're dealing with overcoming of things. Yes or no? And you need to be able to, this is high level. You need to be able to work at a high level with people, even if you are only charging $100 an hour. You need to be able to function at a high level. You function at a high level by allowing all of you, like I mentioned earlier, about when you really start getting into the self mastery, the work that's inside of Shadow Gold, the work that's inside of Heal Your Witch Wound, you cannot judge. You become unable to judge other people. And people can feel how spacious you are energetically, like how you all can feel right now. You can feel what I am, who I am, the power. You can feel it. It's because of the self mastery. People will feel the same way about you. You will allow yourself to shine more. Like, how many of you are not creating the content right now because you're scared? You're still trying to control who sees it. You're scared of who's going to see it, being judged, because you judge yourself. So now you don't want to put up the content because they're going to see, because you're like that with yourself. This is why you need Heal Your Witch Wound now. 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 Go up to the link in my bio. It's $197. As soon as you pay, it delivers to your inbox instantly. The very first exercise. First, go into a taboo exercise of your forbidden. Everything you don't want people to see. The number of women who are scared of being seen through. How many of you are scared of being seen through? People seeing things about you that you don't see about yourself, and then them calling you out, and then you feeling shame and embarrassed, and then you go run and hide. This is why you need to get Heal Your Witch Wound and start to deal with your taboo self, your forbidden self, that you see as taboo, that you see as forbidden. So then, once you approve of your taboo self, because the exercise will help you do that, once you approve of your taboo self, your filthy self, your greedy self, your jealous self, your mean self, your ugly self, all the selves that you see as undesirable, they not gonna like me, they gonna judge me, this makes me a horrible person, I'm wicked, etc. Soon as you approve of all that, you then become willing to be seen in your content. So then you can start magnetizing more eyeballs, more money, and you can handle what anybody is in you. This is a skill. This is high level. And then for those of you who are working with clients as a life coach, a healer, as a tarot card reader, as a medicine woman, as an herbalist, all the things that you're doing, when somebody else comes to you and you can see some shame kind of hanging out in the way they talk, and then you're not afraid to look into other people. How many of you, oh, here we go. This is pretty high level right here. You're afraid to even look into people because of what you might see about yourself by looking deep into other people. So then what happens is you guys sort of get locked in your session together, and then you can't go far. So you can't really help them get the results that you could help them get if you were true and in ownership of your whole self. So then you could look through them, all the way through them, and see the thing that they want to say, but they can't say, or they don't see it. You can look through them, feel through them, because the work that you're going to do and Heal Your Witch Wound is sensational. Then you can name it. They feel seen, they come free, they come alive, and they get high level results with you. Do you see that? Do you want that? Do you want that? So Khalifa, I can tell this is new to you. I am a baddie. Word. Spiritual baddie. Shout out to the spiritual baddies. The high level spiritual baddies. You hear me? I'm telling you, you are so powerful. Most of us don't even want our power. That's how we don't want it. It's such a responsibility. We don't even want it. Like Dick Gregory say, y'all heard that viral Dick Gregory sound? He talked about when the universe didn't picture. Yeah. He said you can't unsee it. You can't make other people see it. What up, high level spiritual baddie? Been manifesting since your mirror work? Yes. Yeah, they go give it to some man, then get mad when a nigga take it and use it all over you. Before you know it, you a damn maid and a chef. You 50 years old, you done forgot who he is because you've been maiding and chefing because you thought you could go hide behind him because you were scared of life. Yeah, shit. I think probably a significant number of the female population need to do just that. Go cook and clean and do what he wants you to do. Because you don't want the power anyway. You don't want the responsibility. You don't want to get out here in the world and be in a full contact sport of life. It's wild as fuck out here. It's wild. You hear me? This is the wild, wild west. Not not the wild, wild west. It's the wow, wow west. That's a t-shirt. Wow, wow. You got to have your eyes open. And you better have fun, bitch, because this shit will swallow you whole. You hear me? And I'm telling you, when you really dedicate to this shit, nothing else will do. When you come into the power that you are as a woman, you really dedicate to it. And sometimes it's like oftentimes it's a rededication. Then you get to a point of no return. You get to a point of no return. When you get there, now you put men in position. Okay. Before that, you don't even know how to place a man. You don't even know how to place a man. You don't even know how to see them. You can't look at them correctly. When you get to a place of no return, see, when you get to a point where you handle ugly well, you handle meanness well, you handle all the different ways that men and women, their shadow behavior comes at you on a live like this, at the grocery store, your parents, men, women, everywhere. All of the slick, sneaky, shadow, unconscious ways. For example, doors. So you need to get Heal Your Witch Wound immediately. Immediately. Who here knows that Heal Your Witch Wound is for them? You can get Heal Your Witch Wound right now with the link in my bio. If you're on Facebook, the link is in my description. No, YouTube, the link is in the description right now. You can get it right now. Go ahead and get Heal Your Witch Wound right now with the link in my bio here on TikTok. So doors to the woman community closed on Sunday. My woman community is community where we gather once a month on Zoom and we do deep work. And in between our session, we are connecting inside of our platform. We have a whole other platform off of social media where we connect, we engage in practices, we are having conversations that are healing and transformational. We are sharing our content. It's powerful, it's supportive, it's empowering, it's confidence building, it's deep, it's dark, it's primal, it's all the things to help my women come into this power that we're talking about here today. And if you want to get on the wait list for the womanhood initiations that will be resuming, I think at the end of this month, if not the end of this month, in July. So if you want to get on the wait list, you can go to the link in my bio, click Womanhood Initiation, and you can put yourself on the wait list. Anyway, doors close on Sunday at 5 o'clock. And within like 30 minutes of doors closing, I saw a registration from a name that I had not seen. And I was like, oh, okay, great. I'll connect with them on Monday. Because this was like I saw it late in the day and I was like, okay, and I want to talk to this person. And on Monday is when I'm scheduled to invite all of our new members in. So I was like, okay, I'll connect with her, this person tomorrow and see who she is, have a phone conversation, whatnot, because the typical way is women come through the womanhood initiation as their gateway into the woman community. That's how I have it set up now. And so when this woman signed up, I'm like, okay, so she didn't come to the womanhood initiation, right? So then I call her, and we have a conversation. It's a great conversation, by the way. If you're here now, hello, darling. It was such a joy talking with you. But there's a point that I want to make here about for those of you who are working with clients now and you're doing transformational work, life coaching work, healing work, even if you're a psychotherapist, if you're a somatic coach, if you're a Reiki master, or if you are any kind of medicine woman, herbalist, but any kind of work where you're helping another human being become better, heal, become better, transform, open their heart, self mastery, all that. Okay. Even if you work in nutrition, okay, because this is a holistic affair. And so if you are a helper in any of these ways that I just talked about, and you want to be able to serve your clients in a high way, and even like raise your prices, so when you start working at this high level, you can really command more money. And so if you really want to be in service at a high level, and then you want to be high level yourself because you're just called, it's in you, right? And you've been struggling with doing this deeper, darker work. And really, when you start dealing in primal energy, sensual energy, you're talking about a vast energy. So this is beyond typical like mindset confidence work, feminine power, And I'm talking about feminine power, but I'm not talking about like the pink kind of like, we're confident women kind of thing. So I called her, hey, how are you? Have we met? And, no, we haven't met, but I've been following you for a while. Da, 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 da. I just saw your registration and I don't think you came to a woman initiation. Your name doesn't sound familiar. Because I was thinking maybe the name she used to register was different from a name and that maybe she did come into the womanhood initiation. So I'm like confirming that. And then she's like, no, I wasn't able to make it, but I wanted to make sure I got in before doors closed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I could already feel ding, 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 ding. So let me make a connection here. Part of the problem, perhaps problem isn't the best word, but the inability, the lack of capacity that many of you have right now is that the communication that people are bringing to you all the time, like if somebody DMs you questioning you about pricing or DMs you about working with you or emails you to work with you or they saw your content or an existing client contacts you about an issue you all are working on or any way that a person is communicating with you and people are yelling all the time through their energy, their behavior, even in their silence. When you get really skilled in this, which is also why I own all energies, when you get to the point where you own all energies and you're really open, and again, a lot of y'all are like this energetically because you're scared of being seen, you're scared of being known, and then being rejected when people see you, being unloved, being ostracized when people see you and know you. So because that's a deep, shadowy thing happening with you, you energetically live like this. You might be having sessions with clients, you're creating content, you're writing a book, but all of your activities in doing all that is energetically like this. So as people are communicating with you all the time, you're not hearing them. They're telling you, but you're not hearing them. You're not feeling them because energetically you're like this. You don't have the capacity to feel danger, violence, vitriol without clenching up and wanting to go hide. So when you get energy come at you, you're so like this, you don't want to feel it. Is this making sense? Before I go further, is this making sense? So if you want to be able to feel your clients, You want to be able to feel prospective clients. You want to be able to feel everybody around you without taking it on and drowning in whatever they're feeling, which is what a lot of unskilled empaths do. Gosh, because I just feel everybody's emotions, and then I'm just so drained from being out during the day, and then I just want to withdraw for a month. That's someone telling you that they're unskilled with dealing with the vastness of energy. They're unskilled. You see what I mean by so many people don't even want the power? It's like, oh God. So because we think that power is an exhausting thing, especially because most of us see power through a masculine lens. We think strong power. I'm a powerful goddess warrior. No, no, no. So none of that. Feminine power is vast. Feminine power doesn't need to control. It doesn't need to understand. It doesn't need to track and measure and grip. It, and I'm telling you, we are so afraid of all of life, all of it. Oh, look how she looked. Oh, look how he feel. Oh, look at what this happened. Oh, I walked in this room. Look at what he did. Look how he said. Look how I feel. We're so busy. Oh, she don't like me. Oh, am I too fat? Oh, look at what they think about me. How do I look? Is this like this? Scared of? Then we got all the memories that we can't even remember that's making us behave and act in a certain way. So then a client contacts you. She tells you something about what's going on with her, and you're quietly taking it personal, thinking it got something to do with you, and it ain't got nothing to do with you. All that. Okay. So if you want to be able to feel people as a as a coach, healer, all that, your family, without making meaning of it, without like, yeah, and just being with it. So she said, well, I just wanted to make sure doors didn't I wanted to get in before doors closed. I couldn't make it to the womanhood. And I just felt it. I didn't make up anything about it. I just felt it. Okay. I just felt it. And I could feel, right? Because communication is happening all the time with everybody in your life. Everything is a communication. Everything. Silence is a communication. Can you hear in silence? Can you? Can you hear in silence? Or do you be like, see, they ghosted me. See, they're ignoring me. See, is that, tell the truth. Is that what you do? Somebody take 3 days to get back to you an email. What, you start making up stories about what it means and who you are, and they don't take you serious and they're not responsible. What do you see what I'm getting at here? About being able to be with the vastness if you're going to work at a high level as a human, as a coach, as a healer, as a teacher, as a leader, everybody is communicating all the time. And like Diane Sawyer said in an interview that she did over 10 years ago, almost everybody is just going about doing a poor job of looking for love. Love is taboo than a motherfucker. True love is taboo. That's a whole other conversation. True love is taboo, girl. That's a whole other conversation, okay? So, first of all, you need to get Heal Your Witch Wound today, immediately, as soon as you buy it. And I'm not finished with my thought with this woman who came into the community. I'm getting ready to go. And I want to remind you to get Heal Your Witch Wound right now. You can go to the link in my bio and buy it right now. It delivers to your inbox right now. Heal Your Witch Wound. The first thing we start with is a taboo exercise about your forbidden self. So you can stop hiding, be willing to be seen, and interact and play a bigger game in life. Be confident, finish your book, sell your book, stop starting and stopping your content. Heal Your Witch Wound is going to help you be consistent with your content. Heal Your Witch Wound is going to help you stop being afraid to be seen through. It's going to help you stop being afraid of people looking at your content, judging it, seeing you calling you out and then you feeling scared and then deleting your post because of the comments in your comment section. Heal Your Witch Wound is going to help you play a bigger game. There's a At the end of Heal Your Witch Wound, there's an exercise on taking up space. Who here needs to take up space? Taking up space means more content creation. Taking up space means walking around without constantly saying, I'm sorry, feeling like you're sorry, feeling like you're a mistake. There is an exercise that is wild inside of Heal Your Witch Wound. It's powerful. That will show you, like it's me on video explaining to you an exercise on how to take up space. If you're ready to take up space, go get Heal Your Witch Wound right now in my bio. If you are ready to own your taboo self, the part of you that has a lot of shame, the part of you that is scared to be seen, that part of you that hides behind. I saw somebody here said they hide behind their partner. If you're hiding behind men, you're hiding behind your parents. You're hiding behind weight. How many of you know that you're overweight because you eat because it feels safer to be overweight than to be sexual, magnetic, and attractive? And then you walk around, talk about being modest, your fake modesty. Who here is guilty of that? Look at her without, got her chest all out. Because you wish you felt comfortable to have your chest out, and to feel confident, to feel good, and being in purified modesty. Because y'all see my content. Sometimes I do dress modestly, right? But it's pure modesty. It's not performative modesty like so many women are. So I want to wrap up here with finishing this story about this client. Heal your witch wound. So I said, I'm listening to her. We're having a conversation, right? And I don't remember the whole order of the conversation, but I remember her telling me she was mixed race. Okay. No, my content is not only for women. She ended up telling me she was mixed race. Okay. Now remember, your clients, prospective clients, everybody is communicating with you all the time. It's just a matter of, can you hear them? Can you hear what they want to say, but they're scared to say it? Can you hear what your clients, prospective clients want to say, but they're scared to say? How about you dating? Can you hear what that man is actually saying? Can you hear what he doesn't even know? Like he's saying one thing, but he doesn't even know what's influencing what he's saying. So again, if you are working with clients and you want to be at a high level, you want to serve people and help them in ways they don't even know they need it, right? So she tells me she's mixed race. And then she makes it a point to tell me that her mother is white. Okay. And then some other things that were said. Okay. And I'm feeling, when I'm communicating with somebody, I'm less hearing what they're saying and I'm feeling what they're saying. Because when you become more purified in yourself, truly, to really become purified, you have to do such humiliating things with yourself to really train your ego to be in service to you so it doesn't drag you around and have you falsely thinking you're purified. That's how powerful the ego is. It will have you thinking you're doing alchemical work and you're purifying and you're powerful. But now, let me tell you, it's nauseating to purify yourself, literally. You're lowering yourself. You're getting yourself out of your own way. It hurts. It aches in the body. It hurt. It doesn't feel good. But when you're doing this, you're not just doing this willy-nilly, you're doing it consciously, you're doing it on purpose, because your true heart intent is to self-master. Your true heart intent is to become high. Your true heart intent is to become pure, to be in service to others, to truly refine, to be of service. When that is your true heart intent, everything you do becomes alchemical and powerful and builds you up, but it brings you down first. And when I tell you it's nauseating, it's literally nauseating. Your ego hates it. It's such a war, because your high self knows it, but your ego, especially when it's the dominant force in your life, it is like a tyrant. It will talk you out of your own divinity. It will talk you out of your own righteousness, your purity. It's so convincing, which is why the more horrible it is when your intent is to be pure and true and of service and refined and whole. It will be horrible and bring you down, but eventually you will come out on the other side and you are so much brighter. You are so much more true. You can see more clearly. And it's like how I hear mothers, they talk about how painful childbirth is. Then after the baby comes out, you're like ready to do it again. You forget all about the pain. It's like that. It's horrible when you're going through the gauntlet of it. You come out on the other side purified, truer. You can see more. You're willing to let more of life in. And you forget that you were just like in a fetal position, ready to throw up day before yesterday. You see what I mean? And then the very thing that the ego was like telling you, you better not, like, doesn't it feel like that when the ego is like yelling and your highness is saying, you already know. And that's the thing. The ego is loud and your high self just knows. It's steady. It just knows. And when you do that, especially like, and your experience will look different, right? For me, it's been like placing myself under people who my ego is like, this fucker, like the ego, this fucker, bitch. But then I know this is how you get the sub-ego to truly submit itself so it doesn't drag you all through life. So then anyway, you become more pure and open, so then you can feel a client. You're not like listening and like making up all this meaning in your mind, because you don't actually know how to feel and be with your clients. So you make up things when they tell you things. You draw from existing data that you already have. New knowledge can't come into you because you are governed by things that are familiar, that you can control, that make sense. Y'all see how fucking, this is incredible. This is incredible. I'm just like, oh my God, it's incredible. So anyway, I do less of listening and feeling, but I can feel all the way through. Like I can feel things that they're not mine. And I can handle it. So shame. I started to feel shame. That's it. And she started talking. I feel shame. Okay, I feel shame here. And that's another thing to learn, to in the moment can pick up somebody else's versus thinking it's you. That you can, and then you can be in it. And I say to her, I said, okay, so I heard this, I heard that. I said, I'm sensing there's some shame. Right? And then another thing about when you are a coach, healer, helper, and you're dealing with a client and they behave in ways that your ego mind trips about. Oh, she said this, right? And then you start making everything personal. Her behavior, how she talks, how she shows up, you start making it personal, projecting your ego thoughts onto your clients, prospective clients, friends, people in your life. Anybody here guilty of that? And then when you do that, you can't help them because so much of you is in the fucking way. Your ego is in the fucking way. So you can't be with them for real. Your ego is chattering a bunch in the background and drawing conclusions about their behavior and their intent and all that. But this is why the more you truly go through the egoic deaths of that are, it's like crucifying and nauseating, and it's so debilitating, and it takes you out of this belief that you have about who you are, all that, so that you can really bottom yourself out and be pure and spacious. So it's like what they say, please God, let there be less of me and more of you. That's the only way we're going to really be able to help people. So I'm feeling her, she's talking, and I have the capacity to feel her without projecting my ideas about what I think she is and what she means and what's going on into the space, and just be with it. Another thing, this is why I'm so expensive. This is work. So oh, shame. Okay, I feel that. So then I can be present and not make up meaning, and I can say to her, okay, so I heard this, this, and that. And then I make connections for her to make a point. I make some connections, right? And I say, so then that drives me to the question of, do you feel shame about X, Y, and Z? And then she's like, yeah, I do. I do feel shame. Okay, see that right there. Shame is hard to admit for people. When you are really helping people for real, doing transformational work, healing, any kind of healing, transformation, change, etc., it's hard for them. Just like you got your own ego stuff, they have theirs too. You have your own heartbreak, they have theirs. You have your desires, your wants, you don't want to feel hurt. They have all that going on. And when you have the skill to be with somebody without projecting all your own stuff, but then also they can feel a projection even if you don't say it. This is why you got to purify. You ever be talking to a friend about something and you can feel her judgment and she hasn't even said anything? You can feel her projection and she hasn't even said anything. You can feel her doubt and she hasn't even said anything. Anybody here experienced that before? So if you call yourself being a counselor, a coach, a healer, an advisor, a medicine woman, etc., and a client is talking to you and you're judging in the background and you're doubting in the background and you got all of this chatter and your ego is taking up so much space in the call, the client can feel that. And what'll happen is it seems like they're continuing to talk, but they're not in it. There's a part of them that's disconnected from that phone conversation, and you all cannot progress together. So I'm just giving you all kind of nuances in here. Y'all need to go get heal your witch wound. You need to go get heal your witch wound right now. Go up to the link in my bio, click it. You pay the 197. Heal your witch wound will be delivered to your inbox immediately. It's going to help you serve and it's in my description right now for YouTube. It's going to help you serve your clients at a high level. Serve you at a high level first. Okay? It's going to help you become better. Hey, Nicole. Hey, darling. So she admits very easily too. It wasn't this whole back and forth, and I got to ask 7 different questions because the first one came from a judgmental place, or the first one she feels so much ego and whatever my own shit in the space, so it takes her a while to get to it, or she never gets to it. She immediately is like, yeah, and then she goes into what the shame is about, and then the conversation goes further, and then it goes further, and we're both in it. You have those times when you're in a session with the client and it's just a flow and it goes deeper and it go right and it goes there. And by the time we get to the end of the call, she's like, thank you so much. Thank you for calling me. Da, 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 da. And she's in the community now. Do you want to be able to serve your clients in this way? Even as a newbie, you come with this intent. You're putting that intent into your actions, even if you're new to this. You don't need to be advanced to start. Start where you are. And when you're coming with the intent to purify, to train your ego to be in service to your work versus it being the tyrant dragging you around. when you come with the intent to truly purify, to become your highness, to really open up and explore all the parts of you that are unknown to you, so that you stop judging, hiding, shaming. You do the alchemy to absorb it, to approve of it, laugh about it, feel the sensationalism about it, and your clitoris up your spine, the release that comes out of your brain. This is what my work will help you do when you actually do it. When you actually do it, okay? So that you can stop hiding, you can create your content. Stop being scared of people seeing through you. Stop being scared of people judging you in your comments. Stop taking down content because you started feeling nervous after you left it up there. Stop starting and stopping. It's going real good for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. And then somehow you just get locked up, distracted, and paralyzed again. Get out of this shadow behavior, these patterns that have you wasting time. It's sensational. It's what it is. Everything you need is inside of your body. When you start doing this work, it's sensational, meaning your clitoris is, you're going to feel when you start doing taboo work, any kind of taboo work, that has to do with your body, your unconscious mind, mainly that, your body and your unconscious mind, and you really start facing yourself, and things start coming up that's inside of you right now. Like as you're listening to me right now, you have things repressed in you right now, just sitting there. And it's making you move a certain way. It's making you ask the questions you ask. It's making you stay broke, like if you're broke. It's making you move in all the ways that keep you broke. It's making you move in all the ways that make your days look the same. It makes you move in all the ways that you decide this way. You choose and move this way, but you don't really know why. It's just the way you move. All of that is repressed, hidden from you, hidden in your body, in your unconscious mind. So when you start doing taboo work that starts to intentionally dig at everything that's hidden from you, repressed from you, and you're going with the intent to find, why do I stay broke? Why do I stay living like this all the time? Why is this so hard for me to change? And when you do the taboo work, your intent is to uncover what's currently locked in your neck, Sherry. What's locked in your back right here? What's locked in your womb that's hidden from you, that keeps you broke, that keeps you doing the same fucking thing every day? And it reveals itself to you because you are deliberately digging for it, and you see this thing you've never seen before. You can feel a shiver up your spine. It's a waking up. You can feel a sensation in your clitoris. Like, oh, you can feel a release because it's been sitting at the back of your, that's why you got chronic back pain. It unlocks itself because it's been locked back there for the last 12 fucking years. And you have to dig for it on purpose. This is the work. You have all of it in you. If you don't dig with intent, everyday intent, it's going to stay in your back, your neck, inside your fibroids, inside your cancer, if you don't dig deliberately. This is taboo work. This is healing work. This is transformational work. Don't you want to know what's making you do what you do if you want another reality? If your pattern is being broke, don't you want to know why your pattern is being broke? Unless you like being broke. Because let me tell you how the unconscious works. Whatever your life looks like right now is what you actually want. Regardless of, I really want to manifest $1,000. I really want a new house. I really want a husband. I really want to. Whatever you have right now is what you actually want. A woman showed up to my initiation last week. Pattern. Her pattern was, I stay in my head. My body tells me, and then I go up to my head, and it keeps me inside of this. She's like, "What am I missing? What am I missing?" You can start with owning the fact that you actually like where you are. That's why you stay there. If you are broke all the time, you like being broke, but it's unconscious to you. Unconscious meaning it's in your neck, hidden from you. It's in your back, hidden from you. It's unconscious. It's hidden from you. You do not uncover what's hidden from you until you are sincere in your wanting to know. This is why I say when a woman really wants a breakthrough, sincerely wants a breakthrough, she gets it. If your client comes to you and says, "Oh my God, I really want it. I really, 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 really want it," and she's been in that situation for the last 1, 2, 3 years, the truth is she wants exactly what she has right now. This is the way of getting your shadows desires met, your hidden desires met. All right, get heal your witch wound. Any questions about heal your witch wound? Any questions about heal your witch wound? If you can afford shadow gold, get shadow gold. Because heal your witch wound is really just made to prepare you for heal your witch wound. No, no, heal your witch wound was made to prepare you as a gateway into shadow gold. I see 2 people signed up for Heal Your Witch Wound. I won't say names to maintain anonymity, but congratulations if you're here now. I don't know if that's from you who are here now or if it's from some, women who are in the orbit. Yes, you can buy it Friday, Joy. I want you to DM me here on TikTok after you bought it, okay, Joy? No, Shadow Gold does not have Heal Your Witch Wound in it. However, I knew this is what I will do for you. If you sign up for Shadow Gold today, currently 7:02 p.m. my time. If you sign up for Shadow Gold before 8 p.m. my time, which is about 37 minutes, if you sign up for Shadow Gold, I will give you Heal Your Witch Wound only because you're here live. I know you were here earlier, so you've been here this whole time, and I want to incentivize you to take action. So anew, if you sign up for Shadow Gold today, within the next 37 minutes, I will give you Heal Your Witch Wound as a gift. Do we have a deal? Let me know. Do we have a deal? Any questions before I go? I'm on my way out the door. Do we have a deal, Anu? Is that a yes? All right, good. I want you to DM me as soon as your purchase is done. YouTube, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you want to sign up for Heal Your Witch Wound, the link is in the description right now, okay? Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your evening. See you soon.